whoever's working on it, like it's like movie quality. Like that's how good it is. Yeah, it's like the
What?
animations, like the fight scenes are like. I'm talking. There was a fight scene that came out with the anime the same day that, or the same week when the Mahoraga Sukuna fight came out, and I
Yep.
was like, oh nah, Frieren looks way better. Granted, that JJK episode they were only.
Even if Demon Slayer does, or another the same Frieren or whatever it's called is going to be
Oh
the
man,
next big thing.
Frieren is amazing.
Like, I just think just leave. Have you seen it, Frieren or Frieren? Is it good?
Have
Me
you
and my
started or
co-host.
no?
No, we haven't started, but we were making fun of it. The only reason why we were making fun, by the way, is because the name's crazy. But second thing is just more so there was an editor who said Frieren. How do you say it?
I say Frieren. Yeah, the way you're saying.
Okay,
it
Frieren is gonna be bigger than Demon Slayer, and I thought that was a wild take. But apparently, they said in 5 years, Frieren is gonna be bigger than Demon Slayer. And the chokehold Demon Slayers had, like you go to so many of these cosplays, Comic Cons or anime cons, you see the cosplay of Demon Slayer everywhere. Like kids are buying the number one movie, merch. I mean, Demon Slayer is doing like what was the number, 6 billion or something, and apparently it has its own plane and like just crazy stuff.
So I only watched the anime. I don't. I think my girlfriend is reading the manga as well because like a lot of people, when you see an anime and you watch a certain amount of episodes, after a certain point, you're kind of like, I need more. I need all of it. Like,
yeah.
I need to read. So she's on that wave. I'm curious to whether or not the manga is that strong to get to that Demon Slayer point, being bigger than Demon Slayer. But I will say, Frieren, the anime, from what because we keep up with it, it's about 20 something episodes in so far. It's definitely taken me by surprise. Like it's
wow.
like episodes 1 and 2 is a bit of a slow burn, but after those two, like it opens up like for example, I'll say this: when I was watching the anime, I was like, oh okay, it's like an adventure sort of medieval fantasy sort of adventure, but the quality of the animation and the fight scenes are incredible.
Okay.
And I would have never guessed from looking at it on the outside in, like looking at just episode 1, that it would get to it would go off like that. So, but it's also an interesting story too. They're telling this adventurers party story in a different light of where in episode 1 it starts off with the main character Frieren finishing her journey with the party she's with, defeating the Demon King. And then it's about like how she lives her life after the fact, because she's an elf, so she doesn't age. Like she ages super slow. So then it dives into like human relationships, like things like that, and how with time passing, how the lay of the land gets affected with the amount of time that passes. But the fight scenes, I was like, more people need to see this because of what they're showing, and the point they're at right now in the anime is opening up to. I think right now they're doing pretty much like the quote unquote Black Clover Magic Knights exam sort of arc. So everyone loves a tournament arc or like a training arc or like an exams arc. So I'm excited for that because I know they're gonna go off even more with more fight scenes and stuff like that. But the story they're telling is really cool. So that's why I'm wondering, because of episode 1 and 2, like it's kind of like you're expecting one thing, but then after a certain point, it's like they're showing you a whole different, like they're showing you way more than you thought. So if people can get past a few episodes, maybe it'll get that craze. But I think it's because Demon Slayer, like you're getting what like the story right then and there of what you're like. Like episode 1, family gets murdered, revenge story. You know what I mean? Like how do I avenge my family, but in turn save civilization from this demon guy that's like wants just demon kind to be the overarching demographic in society, right? So that's that story, like anyone can digest it and be like, okay, like I'm in it or I'm not, you know what I mean? With episode 1 with Frieren, you're kind of like, you might not see past that point because you're just like, episode 1 was kind of slow, not for me, you know what I mean? So because I still don't think the manga is being as talked about like as it should be. If someone is saying that Frieren should be or is trajected to be as crazy or get as big as Demon Slayer. I hope it does because I'm like the anime is like I said, it blew me out the water. So I hope it gets that recognition because the aside from the story, I can't reiterate enough. Like whoever's working on it, like it's like movie quality. Like that's how good it is. Yeah, it's like the
What?
animations, like the fight scenes are like. I'm talking. There was a fight scene that came out with the anime the same day or the same week when the Mahoraga Sukuna fight came out. And I was like, oh nah, Frieren looks way better. Granted, that JJK episode, they were only 30% complete with animating it because the animator was on such a time crunch. So that fight could have looked way better. But the Mahoraga Sukuna fight compared to that one, I'm just saying, like, Frieren is that good. It's that good. The fight, like I said, like, and when you're dealing with mages and magic, like, you don't think the fights could be that crazy, but it's pretty sick. And there's one character in that show in Frieren that has an axe, and he has an axe fight with another axe wielder, and that was like, you think like swords are the coolest thing. Axes are like kind of like, you know, only dwarves and big bulky characters use dwarf. Like they were the amount of finesse with just the axe fight was insane. Like just you gotta watch it. That's all I can say. You gotta watch it. It's good. If you haven't watched Frieren, definitely watch it because you'll definitely be taken aback by the.
I'm gonna watch it and then I'm gonna message you.
No, please, man. I think the first 2 episodes are kind of like, you know, plot synopsis, getting through like the weeds of just like the world building, but then episodes, I think past episode 3 is when you get like, oh, the story is doing this. You know, I'm like, they're fighting monsters, but it looks like this. Like there's like, you know what I mean? Like there's a scene where they fight a monster. I'm not gonna say what kind of monster, but like it's just like, how cool could this fight scene really look? And it's like, oh, it looks like a movie, you know, like, oh man, I can't gush about it enough. It's really good.
No, I mean, look, I may eat my words because the episode we did in terms of Frieren, because we were just talking about different, I think it was just social news, and I was very shocked to see that this person said it's going to be bigger than Demon Slayer, but the way you're talking about it. I will say though, I might have to look at it.
I will be very surprised if it gets that big. I'm rooting for it for sure.
Yeah.
But I will be surprised if it reaches that because you would think, because let's say Demon Slayer season 1 was like 20 something episodes, but episode 19 I think was when he fought his name, the spider dude. Wait.
Oh yeah.
Where he unlocks when he unlocks the fire wielding and like I think that episode really blew up Demon Slayer, like, and took it on that trajectory because, you know, that episode made the mangaka cry. She was like, oh my God, this looks amazing. Like everyone was raving about it. But I think Demon Slayer, like I said, like people, and this could be a testament to Ufotable, like, you know, being the studio that is, they just always like, they make great anime and like all the animation that they do is phenomenal looking. Super digestible for kids, anyone to watch and be like, okay, I got a simple story and it looks amazing. Like it's like eye candy, right? So I think that's what really generated Demon Slayer's like ascent. And then episode 19 kind of capped it off with like being the craze that it is. So I will be I'm hoping it does, but I will be very surprised if Frieren gets to that level.
I mean, it's tracking well because I couldn't believe their statement. So we did like some like budget research
lay it on me.
On my anime list, like I think it's like 8.96. On IMBD, it's like 9.1. And granted, it's not got the same sample size as the Demon Slayers in terms of hundreds of thousands, but it's still a good sample size of people who have watched it and rated it that high. So I can imagine anything that good will obviously start spreading, and like this podcast or just in other things, other mediums will start to a point where it just clicks and snowballs. So I don't doubt that, you know, what you're saying is true given the budget research we did. But
I'm wondering if they'll have that episode 19 moment that the Demon Slayer had with this show. I think it has some scenes already, but it's not getting like that buzz that Demon Slayer got when that episode came out, when Tanjiro cut the dude's head off, or Nezuko did the fire, and then he was able to cut the demon's head off, and like everyone's talking about the music, the orchestral score, the episode made the mangaka cry, and that kind of just like that kind of blew it up. So I'm wondering if Frieren will reach that kind of moment for itself.
Yeah, we need to get you what's it called, doing like a rally for
and